It's big.
So we thought we'd take this chance, or this opportunity,
To update you on the Love Dare challenge. Ask your spouse to tell you 3 things that cause him or her to be uncomfortable or irritated with you.
You've been talking a lot about how I make noises.
We both really have to pee.
Ow.
What happened?
Oh no, I just didn't realize there were rocks under this, and so with
Oh.
these thin sandals, stepping on one hurts.
Look, we're matching.
Oh, Jesus, sandals.
We're matching here. Oh yeah, you can walk on water with these. Like on top of water.
Okay.
So Brandon's got his Herschel and his Hydro Flask sling. Mine doesn't look as cool, like the colors. So we're gonna have to switch it up, but here's mine. Yeah, I'm not liking this.
It's hard taking risks with colors.
I know. I like it separately, but
Yeah.
I know I should have just gone black. I should have just gone for my gut, but I'm like, ooh, I'm so boring. But black is the best.
Yeah, I guess it could be the bamboos like rubbing up against each other, but it sounds like monkeys in pain.
Oh my god, I was just gonna say it sounds like monkeys in pain. Oh, maybe we can carve our names. Dude, that totally sounds like monkeys in pain.
Right? Should we follow?
I think my only concern would be our shoes. You think we're gonna be okay?
I think we'll be fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
The last time we came here,
Yeah.
it was, I think, it was closed because of weather conditions. So we actually didn't see the Twin Falls, but we saw a nearby, like a smaller, not a waterfall, but what was that? It was just like a little creek, right?
It's a mini waterfall.
Mini
Yeah.
waterfall. The good thing is it's kind of shady here, so we haven't even put on sunscreen yet.
Weather's nice.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we've been on a hike. It smells great. It's like refreshing, you know, all this nature.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little worried about the sandals because these are so thin that all the rocks are like poking me. That was unexpected. I didn't know cars would come up here.
Fun.
Yeah, right?
Wow, this is so pretty.
It's so pretty.
And the
Look at
sounds.
that tree. I mean, it's like straight up Jurassic Park. Yeah.
Listen.
Listen.
Shh. Stop. Brandon just reminded me that this area feels like Tomb Raider, and I grew up not playing that game. We weren't allowed to play it, but my dad would play it, and me and my siblings would sit next to him and watch. But I think we have to climb this portion, right? Or climb over this?
We'll watch.
Okay.
I think so, yeah. Tomb Raider style.
They're gonna go Tomb Raider style.
I appreciate it.
I would not touch that though.
Is that what it is? A pump?
Yes. My weak ankle.
Oh.
Oh, did you hear that?
Was that
was
an
my
ankle
knee.
pop? Oh, jeez. Oh, gosh. Oh, my princess and the pea. So we're here. Wow. That was kind of fast. I thought it was going to be way more treacherous.
Me too.
Based on that warning. But
that.
Might be a little bit tough to see right now, but this is the most dangerous part.
Careful, old man. Oh, it's cold. Wow, this feels so nice.
It looks very much like a video game, huh?
Oh my gosh, it does look like a video game. Hold on. Look at those tree roots in the water.
The way that the sun's coming through.
Wow.
Hopefully it comes across in camera, but wow. That is something else.
It is like a video game. Oh my gosh. That is so cool.
Yeah, the way that the sun.
And the sounds and even these leaves here.
Yeah.
How the sun's hitting it.
Wow, it's basically, I didn't realize it was like a cave or a cavern type
Oh
thing.
my gosh, that's so cool. Ew.
Did you say ew? With your little pinky up?
My pinky up?
Yeah, your pinky was like the ew pinky.
Ew. I'm just kidding. Wow, that looks amazing. That is cool.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
This looks big.
Yeah.
I think this is my favorite part. The reflection.
Babe. Wow. I don't know why. I am tired. I don't even get water in my eyes or anything.
Was that
just,
the last swim?
I guess the swimming just took a lot out of me.
The otter.
Yeah.
It was the otter swim.
It was the otter swim. Is that what it's called?
Yeah. I think I was just picturing an otter.
Oh. So we're here. Jen was really feeling this little location here. We got.
I mean the benches. The benches.
Yeah, the
are
bench is really
clean
nice.
that we're sitting on.
It's a really
right
nice
there.
bench.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't really see it, but yeah, the background's nice. The smell's wonderful. Yeah, it's like a spa. It smells like a spa.
It does. It sounds and smells like a spa.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very tranquil.
Yeah.
Tranquility.
Yeah, it's the atmosphere that spas try to emulate.
That's true.
So we thought we'd take this chance, or this opportunity.
To update you on the Love Dare challenge.
She likes to finish my
Sentences.
I was thinking sandwiches, but okay.
When did we taper off? We literally forgot after day 3 or 4.
Okay.
Day 4.
Yeah, so what I wanted to contribute on my end was I actually don't have the book. And
You have the Kindle version.
Yeah, so what happened was I was confused because she said, well, I have it on my Kindle, so I'll leave my iPad for you. And I was like, okay, well, I'll let the iPad be the reminder. And then I forget, then we talked something about like the cloud reader, so because you can look at Kindle through the browser, and then you set me up, and then I forgot about that. Ultimately, I should have put it in my system. It didn't need to be a forgetful thing.
This is what happens when you don't put it in your calendar. I'm just kidding. I didn't put it in my calendar either. So we tapered off after day 4, and then I think on day 6 or 7, I was like, hey babe, have you been doing the Love Dare? And you're like, oh crap. And I was like, yeah, me neither. So then we decided, you know, this happens all the time, right? You can't do things perfectly, whether it's a goal you're trying to hit or something of that sort. And it's all about like, hey, if you trip up and you miss a few days, like don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. which I have a tendency to do. So we decided let's just pick up where we started, because I'm like, no, we have to do it from scratch, from the beginning.
Yeah, you were like, oh, let's just forget this whole series, you know, or like.
No, I didn't say that.
Oh, okay.
I just said it's gonna go longer than we thought because of the delay. I was just wondering how we're gonna do it. Okay.
Yeah, we're back up on the horse, and we're on day
5.
Day 5 now.
Yeah.
Which isn't bad. We missed what, 2 days, 3 days?
I forget.
More than half.
Okay, well, let's talk about what happened last week for some
Yeah.
of the challenges. Because the first day it was not to say anything negative to your spouse.
And then we had a
The
big blow up. Oh,
yeah.
sorry.
Oh yeah, yeah. We didn't even finish out last week's vlog. And then it was like the second day was, in addition to not saying anything negative, do something thoughtful. I don't remember exactly. And then one of the days it was get a little gift to let your spouse know that you were thinking about him or her. And the funny thing was, Brandon was doing certain things without even realizing that, because he hadn't read it. So he was just doing these things. Oh my god, okay.
Naturally.
Do you have any favorite moments you want to share? Because I just thought of 2 that I want to share. Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first.
So one of the days, I went out to run errands. And I was gone for hours.
Yeah.
I was looking for a bag of peanut M&Ms because I know how much you love them, and I couldn't find them at Target. So instead, I brought home a Costco hot dog for you.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, look, I have a gift for you. And as I was handing it to you, I noticed that he was cleaning the racks in the oven. I have never, we've been together for 7 years, married for 5. I've never seen him do that. And I was like, why are you cleaning the oven rack? So Brandon likes to make the cauliflower pizza at home, and then the cheese and this and that, it just drips and it gets messy, and I like to take care of it right away so that it doesn't build up. Hi!
Oh, hello!
Sarah. Good to see you, Sarah.
Hope you're enjoying, everybody. The falls are amazing.
We just saw a friend, and I guess she's leading a group.
Yeah, a
of
tour.
people?
Yeah.
Okay.
1 of 10 tours.
Okay. Yeah, he's cleaning this oven rack, and I want to know why. And he's like, well, I know that you don't like it when the cheese and the stuff from the pizza gets over it, and I wanted to do this for you. And I felt so loved, and I was like, babe, is this the gift that you're giving me today? And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, well, we're supposed to get each other a gift today to show that we've been thinking about the other person. And he did it without knowing, and that was so memorable for me. And then another day was, was it Saturday?
Yeah.
It was one day I was on the couch. I'm rarely on the couch, right?
Never on the couch.
Okay, almost never on the couch. I was on the couch and I was finishing up a book that I borrowed from the library, and I just had a killer craving for chocolate, peanut M&Ms. That also never happens.
Yeah,
I rarely want chocolate.
Yeah, these days you do. I think you're about to start your period.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he had just gotten home too. So he'd just gotten home. I think you were coaching. He showered. You look like you were gonna go lie down or rest or whatever. And then I was like, oh, I really want chocolate. And you're like, do you want me to go get you some? And I was like, really? Like, you offered to? And then, yeah, immediately you're like, what else do you want? And we had a debate about whether or not to get Cheez-Its, and I was like, no. Right now, where I am, I could eat the whole box, so let's not.
By the way, shout out to hot and spicy Cheez-Its. Those are awesome.
So good.
I don't even normally like Cheez-Its, but those are amazing.
But you
Sponsor us,
exercise
please.
self-control too, because
Yeah.
he came home from the grocery store with just 1 share size of the peanut M&Ms, and then he took a little bowl and then he split it in half and he gave it to me in a bowl, and I was just lying on the couch reading and just eating, and for each peanut M&M, babe, I ate it like half and half, so
Are
it
you
felt like
serious?
I had double the amount of chocolate. And so I'd bite off the shell, and then the peanut part of it would stick out.
Yeah.
And then one side I would just have more peanuts, and the other one felt like regular M&M because there was no peanut. Anyway, it lasted forever. I was so satiated and I felt so loved.
Yeah. Mine lasted 2 seconds. I looked over and I was like, oh my gosh, there's still so many peanut M&Ms.
Baby, you and I eat things very differently. This is why, remember we were eating fries together, and it gave me anxiety because you're just like, and I'm like, okay, what about you? Do you have any moments? Do you like the hot dog?
I like the joking we had about it, right? Where I would like inadvertently do the things that we're supposed to do, and then I'm like, well, now you owe me 2. Oh, now 3. And then we just kept going back and
Oh,
forth.
you
and like,
did do that. You're like,
kind
I
of-
did this for you, so now you owe me 2 favors.
Yeah. And then I kind of like jokingly minimized the ones you were doing for me, and then I was asking for more.
That's true.
That
Yeah,
was
you
fun.
weren't being very loving.
I was being loving in my own way. Okay.
No, but seriously, was there anything that I did for you that stood out to you? Don't take too long.
That stood out to me.
Yeah, like that time I made you the drink and then I shook it up to cool it down.
Why you gotta try to start a fight right now? So this girl.
Oh, that was a pretty big moment because that wasn't easy for me to say. I'm like, I'm really hurt right now.
That was big. Yeah, no, the aftermath of that was really great.
Oh my gosh, okay. God, I'm gonna sound like such an idiot.
A couple nights ago.
It was like 2 nights ago.
Yeah, on the weekend we were making some drinks, and we have
Vodka and San Pellegrino.
Yeah. Why don't you tell the story?
Okay. Yeah, so what happened is we ran out of cold San Pellegrino. So Brandon, there were some, I think either they were lukewarm or we just taken them out of the cupboard. So he was like, oh, let's use some ice. And me, okay, I went to make myself a drink. And then as I was about to, Brandon was like, hey, can you make me one too? So I'm like, okay. So I go to your desk.
Yeah.
Or your side of the table, grab your cup, and I'm making both. And then I'm like, oh man, this San Pellegrino's not cold. I just thought about the fact that I bartended for 2 years, so this is just embarrassing. This is what I would hate when people would come and order drinks with me, and I'm like, anyway.
Yeah, at the time you couldn't even drink, so it's
I
not like you
didn't
could taste
drink,
it, yeah.
and then they're like,
You were
I
like
just-
underage, weren't you?
No, I wasn't underage. I
Oh.
just didn't like alcohol.
Oh.
No, and I remember I had to make Long Island iced teas, and I couldn't remember everything that went in there. So whatever 5 ingredients, they were just lined up, and I would just pour in those. Anyway, I want to give you this like really chilled drink, and so I take the mason jar, I put in some of the vodka, San Pellegrino, throw some couple ice cubes, and I put a lid on, and I start shaking it. And you don't say anything.
I didn't know until after you spilled some stuff, that's
Oh
why.
yeah, and then like it kind of leaked anyway, so I was like cleaning it up, and then I was like, oh, it's still not that cold. So I went and closed the lid tighter.
Yeah, I had the drink in my hand.
Oh, I gave it to
Yeah,
you.
you gave it to me, and then you're like, oh, it's still not cold, and you took
And
it
I
out
was
of
like,
my
oh,
hand.
it's not cold. So I took it back, and then I put more ice cubes, and I shook it harder. And then you're like, what are you doing? And I was like, it's not cold. And you're like, well, now it's completely flat.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I was like, it didn't even, like, yes, I know that if you don't close soda bottles tight, as a child, I haven't drank soda in a long time, but I just remember if you don't tie it tight, it goes flat. It didn't cross my mind that if you shake it, it flattens it. Like, I just had no idea. Brandon is just looking at me in shock, and he's like, well, now you completely ruined it. And I just started crying. Well, not initially.
Not in that moment.
I
You were
was
upset.
pissed.
Yeah, you were pissed.
Yeah, and then I think you were like, hey, do you want to talk? You clearly seem upset. And I was like, you know, I just had the best intentions. I wanted to give you a really cool drink, Cole's drink. And you're like, well, just, everyone should know that if you shake it, then it flattens it. And I'm like, well, clearly I didn't, because I shook it. If I knew, why would I shake
I
it?
didn't say everyone would know.
You said it was common knowledge. Like, you were
I didn't
shocked
say that.
Yes, you did.
I said I thought it was common knowledge, right? I was careful with my words there.
Okay.
I understand
Anyways,
how I
you
came across.
Yeah, you assumed it like if you thought it was common knowledge, then obviously I should have known. And just like the look of like.
Okay, so here's where I
disgust
want
on your
to.
face.
Here's where I want to make sure that my side is portrayed more accurately. When I gave you the look of disbelief and probably a little bit of condescension, which I fully own up to. Okay, maybe more than a little. In
Yeah.
my head, I was definitely thinking like, why would you not know that? For sure. But then when we started talking about it, I understood that that was the case, and I was like, you know, I thought that this was the case, that it would be common knowledge. And I did immediately after that.
Not immediately after. It was after the example I gave. I was like, well, what about those people that don't know that you're not supposed to put aluminum foil in the microwave, and then they start a fire, and then you learn that way. And I was like, okay, well, now next time I'll know that
See, that's
this turns it flat. No, it was after that you.
no.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No, because you were so emotional, you didn't understand that you were actually just making the exact same point I was making, right? Like my whole point in starting the whole thing is my thought was I thought everybody knew, and I you know, I think I'm realizing that I take for granted and should be more graceful. And then I started making the point about like, this is why you should always assume ignorance before you assume any kind of malice, because oftentimes you don't know what people don't know, you know. And like, especially for me, I'm recognizing that the way that I think and how I like to get to the bottom of things is not very common across the board. And you know, because I was confused by that notion and maybe kind of asking you like, oh, you know, like, well then tell me your, you know, background behind this. I think you kind of assumed that I was making the argument or the case that, hey, how could you not know this? Like, it's just so standard. Like, we learned it in
I definitely
elementary school. I know you felt that I said that, but I wasn't saying that. I was careful, and you know, you using that example wasn't anything that was proving anything other than what I was saying is my point.
This is your side of the story. I experienced it differently, and I was just sharing my experience.
Yeah, I understand, but it's different when you start saying that I said this, right? If you say that I felt that you said it this way,
or like I heard that.
But right now at this point it's a he said, she said, but my intention, and we can't come with the words that, you know, we used that day, but my intention was, I knew that. I wanted to know more about your side in terms of, you know, what your thoughts were around this, you know, thing, and to acknowledge the fact that like, hey, I'm starting to understand more why this is important for me to be able to do from now on, which is not something that I'm normally doing. And that was my whole intention at the very least. I mean, if there was specific points that I delivered incorrectly on that, at this point it's too late to address.
Okay, where are we going with this? Oh, okay. So I was pissed and you wanted to talk and I just wanted to get away from you. Like, I didn't want to be in the same room as you. Normally I would have just stormed off. But I think it was the first time where I was like, I'm really hurt and is it okay if I leave? Or like, I remember saying that and I don't usually say that.
Yeah. And you saying that I'm really hurt, I mean, I was already feeling like I probably said something I shouldn't. I don't remember all the words I said. Regardless, I knew that my reaction at that moment wasn't the one of grace that I needed to. And so it really did help me to really apologize and say, I screwed up. I shouldn't have done that, because you said that. And I think you were able to take the time you needed to kind of regroup and accept those words shortly after. I know you probably accepted it, but it took a while for it to like, for us to bridge that gap.
I don't cool down or get over things as quickly. I feel like if the roles were reversed and I apologized to you, you calm down so quickly and you're really, you're better about like, okay, let's move on. Where I'm like, I still need to physically get away from you, and then I'll come back when I'm ready, and then I want to move forward as well.
Yeah.
So. It's good.
It was a big breakthrough for sure.
We're going to this little town that we love, Paia, and there's a pizza place there that's actually good. And I say that about any pizza outside of my favorites in New York. It's like, it's actually good. It's decent.
She's a pizza snob.
So
you admit it, right?
We're gonna go get pizza, and
too good to admit it.
So excited. Let's go. The local artist that designed the menu, and here's another one. Look how cute. And I was especially admiring this one, like, wow, that's pretty good. And then it said it was done by Claire, age 26.
It's actually, when you eat it, it's much bigger than when you pick it up, because it's such a tiny little cup.
It's perfect.
But
I could have done with half of this.
Yeah, I figured this is gonna be too much for you, but
Not.
no regrets for me. I'm gonna finish it for sure.
Okay.
So,
Ask your spouse to tell you 3 things that cause him or her to be uncomfortable or irritated with you. You must do so without attacking them or justifying your behavior.
okay.
Okay.
Well, I know one for sure, and it was the one that we were kind of, I was driving you crazy earlier in our talk. My need for technical correctness. Not need, but my extreme desire for technical correctness.
When I'm explaining something.
Especially when you're explaining something. But I think, you know, it applies to other scenarios too.
Yeah. That would definitely be on my list.
Is that how I corrected myself? To be technically correct? More correct?
That's a tricky one because it's one of the things I appreciate most about you.
It's always a double-edged sword.
Yeah, and then, but when it comes out, when I'm trying to explain something and I'm still formulating the thoughts and you contribute and you're like, that's not it, or whatever it is to make it more accurate, I think it irritates me because it veers me off course in terms of, oh my gosh, what was I trying to say?
So would that be one of your 3 for me? Okay.
For sure. What do I do that irritates you? Instead of saying I'm hurt or sharing my feeling, it's when I blame you for something. You did this or you did that. I know you really don't like that.
Yeah.
Would that be up there?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's all in that realm, I feel like.
I accept you and I am not feeling attacked.
I'm supposed to guess now, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think
This one's really specific, but I wonder if you'll get it. I don't think you will.
it's all the similar themes
Like
of
what?
like me not I mean the ones that you've told me is like making sure I don't get water outside, you know, rinse down the shower curtain, you know, like just little things that I like, wiping down like the countertop or sink or something like that, or bathroom.
Have you been rinsing the shower inside?
No,
I remember one time I was peeing and you were showering and I was like, hey babe, don't forget to rinse the inside, and you're like, oh, thank you for reminding me, and then you're like,
I forgot.
like 2 seconds. Okay, you're warm, baby. You're warm.
And then the other ones were, you've been talking a lot about how I make noises. I make noises like I'm like, oh my, yeah. Is this one? Is it? Is this it?
It's not.
But that's one of them. It's top 5.
It wouldn't be top 5, maybe top 10.
Yeah.
But whenever we're working together at the dining table, and you're eating something, and you have your bows on, so you basically the outside world doesn't exist. It's you and whatever YouTube video world you're in, but it's like. And it's so loud, and I remember one time like my AirPods were charging and I didn't want to use my Bose, and I like turned, and I think we just fought too, and I like turned it up just to mute out his he peers over his monitor and mine, he's like, you mind turning that down? And I was like, and then after all I hear is and then recently it's been like I'm like, babe, you're doing that throat thing. It's like, yeah, it's just, I don't know what's going on, but it's just very, how do I say taptape? Like, it's like a trapped feeling. It almost feels like I just want him to like cough and get it out, or like he keeps like struggling with it. It's very loud.
I have gastrointestinal issues, okay?
Self-diagnosed.
No, I think it's true. I mean, I've been thinking, that was one of my thoughts actually. But anyway.
That wasn't one of them. But that did make me laugh.
Oh wow, so there's one that you haven't told me yet.
Yeah, but you were right in the realms of like cleanliness and tidying and stuff. Do you want me to tell you what it is?
Isn't that the point? Oh yeah, I don't want to guess anymore.
Okay. Yeah, you did really well though. You named very specific things that even I forgot about. It's when you put your laptop like on my pillow. It doesn't happen very often. Or like, you know the thing that you put under your laptop? Yeah. You sometimes put it on the floor, and then you'll put it on my pillow. And for me, I always think of the trail. Like I think of, I know you work outside at Starbucks in that outdoor area, and I know it's not the cleanest, and I think about your laptop touching that, and then you bringing it home, and then putting it on my, like all of those things. Yeah. But like, I don't expect you to think about that.
Yeah.
And I know you're not doing it to piss me off.
Yeah.
but like whenever I see it, like as soon as I come into the bedroom and I see something touching my pillow, I just have to go and remove it.
You do have a thing with your pillow.
I do, because acne. It always goes back to acne. It's gonna break me out, or dirty stuff and germs. Yeah,
when we were first dating, it was a huge deal that she let me do face-to-face touching with her. She didn't tell me then, because we were still fresh.
No, but... and then I didn't break out, and I was telling you, you're the first guy that can go cheek to cheek with me, and like
that's how you knew.
Your oils weren't toxic to me. Yeah, that's how I knew. That's how I knew.
That's when she knew I was the one.
You were my favorite boyfriend when you didn't break me out. I thought of another one that would irritate. That irritates you.
Oh, what?
Are you ready for this? I wonder if this is gonna be top 3. Am I burping?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. I didn't even think about that one, but that would go up there. Yes.
You hate when I burp.
I hate when you burp.
What, would it be top 3? Can you explain why you don't like the way that I burp?
I think it's because it's so, there's a word I'm looking for.
Repulsive?
No. It's the fact that you embrace it so much. It's sort of like, you embellish it almost. There's like a little, you could burp, but then you're like, oh, I'm gonna own this burp. I'm gonna do it right. And you're like, and then you just let it fly like you're singing in an opera, like, with the burp. And it just really grates on my nerves, because it seems like you're like, I'm wearing it loud and proud, baby.
This is hilarious to me, because like I won't fart in front of you, and I won't do a lot of other gross things.
She makes it up for the burps, though.
I guess so. I mean, it doesn't smell though, right? It's really loud.
It's so loud.
I wasn't able to burp that loudly when I was younger, but since growing up, since being a grown-up, it's very, even so, I'm like, woo!
I think you're proud of it. That's what I'm saying. It's like, whoa, that was a good one. Look at me.
That's crazy that grates your nerves, when it's like, I feel like if I need to, you'd be like, babe, just fart, just own it, whatever, it's fine. But I like won't do certain things in front of you.
Yeah.
Like I want to be ladylike, but that's one area where I'm like, it feels good, it sounds cool to me.
Yes. I mean, I wouldn't ever like put you down for something you need to do. Like, I'm not like ever like, oh yeah, I farted. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I farted. I just can't help it. But I'm also not gonna hold it in.
So what if I just like turned to the side and I did it quietly? Would I think
I would be less, irritated by it.
But you would still be irritated by it?
No, I mean, I can't. No, I feel like the moment you're like, oh shoot, sorry, or like,
That's true. I'm like never apologetic.
You're never apologetic. You just like I'm saying, opera singer.
It's not that loud.
It's
no, it's not that long. It's not that long. Okay, the way you're imitating it sounds like I'm like vomiting. It's not like that. It's like a guttural, deep, like
an ogre.
An ogre coming out of a cave.
Yeah. So that wasn't it, but I can accept that as an answer. Does that count?
Wow, yeah.
As a correct guess? Should I just give you my definite number 2 and then I don't have a number 3 because that would be up there?
Yeah.
I mean, it's along the same vein of what you discovered this past week, and maybe this ties into my technical. But when I say something, I feel like sometimes you hear or respond to something else that you're not, that I'm not actually saying. Right? This is obviously the most apparent when we're fighting and you take things ultra personally, even though I try to be careful with my words, and if you actually pick apart what I'm saying, that's not what I'm saying. But sometimes, even in like lighthearted or more, conversational, and like one of the funny ways this comes out is when we're joking, right? And I'm clearly joking, making all the signs of being sarcastic, and like you respond to it, like I'm really criticizing you, or I'm really trying to make a point that's different.
Maybe. I redeemed that thought last week. I'll link the video above. I'm good now. I don't take things personally anymore. Okay, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So it's not necessarily just about you taking it personally. It's more about sometimes when you're so deep into your own thoughts or possibly feelings, you're not actually hearing what I'm saying. You're not factoring all the different ways I'm communicating.
Yeah, to your point, I'm not trying to understand you.
Yeah.
I'm choosing what I'm hearing.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. It's a good one.
Thank you for hearing me.
I appreciate you.
Appreciate you too.
Okay, so before we close out this vlog, after we had lunch, we went to a coffee shop. I wanted Brandon to do the redeem negative thoughts with me exercise, and that's what I've been doing over on our second channel. I've always been curious about Brandon and how he deals with negative thoughts, or like, I guess in one sitting, how many you tend to have. For now, we will close out this vlog. We'll see you guys in next week's episode. Bye.
Bye.
It is day 11 of our love dare. How's it been going for you? Do you want to tell us?
So I forgot to put it in my calendar again. What, Haagen-Dazs?
No, babe.
Oh, Sephora.
Brandon just got pooped on by a bird.